I did. Fuck.
Oh, jeez.
Way to book yourself strong.
I kept my belt.
Yeah, I'm the owner. I used to
All
leave.
right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is OCCW's Royal Ramble with me, Joey the Bull, Jonathan Malice, and your OCC Tag Team Champions, B.A. Marcus Frey and Azrael.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Orange County Championship Wrestling's Royal Ramble, Southern California's #1 wrestling podcast, promotion, and anything else wrestling under the sun. To my left, we have the inimitable, insufferable, incorrigible one half of the Orange County Championship Wrestling Tag Team titles, Azrael. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Azrael. Yay. To my right.
Live studio audience, baby.
Woo! To my right, the ever happy, ever exciting, ever gonna smile, ever inviting BA. Some people say he's bad at making friends. I say he is just badass Marcus Frey. How you doing, Marcus?
Good. How you doing, Howie Long?
You mean Howie Mandel? I would expect a fellow Raider fan to know the difference between Howie Long and Howie Mandel, but hey, you can't ask for too much.
I was trying to give you a compliment. Howie Long.
Howie Long's Mandel. You can call me Howie Long, but not Howie Long, because Howie Long jumped off sides every time John Elway changed the hike.
He was white though, so the officials was like, just let him go. Just let him do it.
That's why his sack numbers were up.
Yeah, that's why he was the worst player in the Hall of Fame. But
yeah, probably.
Oh, he's terrible. Somewhere Reggie White is going, that motherfucker is in the same place as me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome one, welcome all, welcome Joey the Bull. How you doing, Joey the Bull?
I am doing excellent.
He's doing excellent, ladies and gentlemen. Have you noticed anything different about me?
You're wearing that stupid hat.
Looking like
You don't like my hat.
You're not usually wearing the hat.
Looking like Feifel Mouse.
You look like you've been cooking some meth to pay your medical expenses.
You know, if I get another Walter White reference.
I thought you were just going to start singing about New York, New York. Oh, shit.
Well, my other hat I left in my other car, to be honest.
Oh, you have more than one car.
I do.
You have more than one hat.
I have more
I'm
than one
impressed
hat.
by that.
All right. Of course, I don't have the Jemima thing going on, right?
Hey, man, I'm just trying to get in their world, man. I'm just trying to fit in, you know?
And I wanted to fit in with this because he's got a black on black Raider hat.
Yeah, you know. That's what
So-
we do.
I can't even see the logo. That's probably for
Yeah.
the best, though, right?
Hey, if you're
That
not a
is
Raider
true.
fan,
All I got to
Very
say
true.
is if I'm close enough for you to see the logo, you in trouble.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm in trouble.
Where do the Raiders play their games at? L.A., Oakland,
Wherever
bars
the hell
off in
we
the
want.
ocean,
The
international
one thing
waters?
that you got to know about us is everywhere we go, it's a home game.
Yeah.
We run everybody's stadium.
Except for New England.
Except for New
Yeah.
England and except for the Browns.
Bunch
We
of
can't take
losers,
over
man.
that.
Bunch of losers.
That stadium.
Never going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, please. We've been to the Super Bowl
More
like
than you
5
can
times.
count.
Just like everything good, it was back in the 80s.
Yeah.
6 times.
You know?
Been
Still
to the
is.
Super Bowl 6
Remember,
times.
still is.
Oh, 6 times? 5 or 6 times. Anyway, this weekend, I would be remiss if I did not bring up what the topic is on everyone's mind. Ladies and gentlemen, Yankee Doodle Damage. That's hold on one second. Thank you.
Really quick, Shiloh Greaves is watching. I just want to say I've never seen more planted evidence against a black man since OJ Shiloh Greaves. He bought that tea fair and square. That's been in there is fake, and it's a bunch of fake news trying to get him strung up there. You probably don't know what I'm talking about. His local independent wrestler did a bit, spits into some tea, talking about another guy, puts it back on the shelf for somebody else. But it's a bit. I beat a woman in Ralph's.
Ladies and gentlemen, us in the business call that a work.
They're trying to
Y'all need to get over
free
it.
Shiloh. Free Shiloh. Damn
Yeah,
it.
you know what? I know a little bit. Heidi and I were talking about this earlier on, and it sounds like why on earth that is not only fake news. That is like irresponsible
Bunch
assholeness.
of rampage and stupidity. They're calling for the arrest of Shiloh for something in a goddamn wrestling promo in the middle of
Well, I mean,
Ralph's.
what do
So
you-
I have. Oh, you can't see it.
Well, what do you?
I had brought an Arizona IC on here to kind of show
I peed in it,
exactly,
and I peed in it in
exactly
Ralph's.
what happened. So this is the Arizona iced tea, right?
Don't you do it, John. You're going to trigger some people.
This is a
jolt?
lower budget soft drink. Shiloh Gray spits in it, right?
That's it.
That's pretty much how it went, right?
And then the video ends, and what you don't see is he walks back and he grabs the tea that they bought. Why is he going to leave it on the shelf?
And this poor man's trying to find a receipt from like the Ralph's or whatever from 7 months ago to prove his innocence. Meanwhile, I drive around with like 6 kilos of cocaine in my passenger seat, and I go down the goddamn diamond lane.
No, he does not drive around with cocaine in his car because
it's in my
man
car.
doesn't have a car.
Welcome to Orange County. I would if not for all the drugs.
He's like, this is why I don't have the car anymore.
Yeah.
Did you wind up catching that wrestling match at Disneyland?
Oh yeah, hey, what happened? What'd you get so pissed off about?
I mean, I was trying to find
him and Othello were in that video. I think
another member for the franchise,
and Jamal,
and he started hitting women. I said, I can't have you on
Goofy turned you down, and then you go into a rage.
You know, apparently now Disneyland, they thought they were at Knott's Berry Farm. I don't know.
Right?
No, it's what it was they had a special. If you had a Six Flags annual pass, it was half off tickets at Disneyland. So they all came down.
Some people need to stay in Six Flags and not be allowed in Orange County.
Because you know where I'm from, homie. You know where I'm from with the pink shirt. It's what we do.
Unbelievable.
Toontown is my crib. Boys are firing off in the air.
Dude, you see him?
I mean, that's he was only hitting women.
Yeah.
And look back at the video. Dude. I guarantee you will never see him swing at a man. Because one man came up and gave him the 2 pieces of biscuit, and he ran the opposite way.
Yeah. some big Samoan cat choked him out.
Choked him out. And as soon as he got up, he said, "Who the fuck choked me out?" They pointed at the Samoan dude. He went back to hitting the women.
Jeez. And that was in Toontown. What were they fighting over? The ride on Roger
Fast Pass, man. Have you ever been on Gadget's Go Coaster, my man? That is something worth choking a human being about. It's my turn next. I'm here to ride Gadget's Go Coaster.
I can understand if they were fighting to get on the Millennium Falcon.
Right.
Frankly,
Like,
I'll choke a bitch myself.
Exactly.
Right?
It's a new ride. I get it.
But Toontown.
Yeah.
Toontown, man. You never been?
No.
They got Goofy's bounce house.
I'm gonna choke you out because Goofy's bounce house don't bounce no more.
Toontown is so inconsequential. They don't even advertise it on their the television commercials.
Well, because everybody said if you know anything about Disneyland, everyone knows Toontown is the hood. Toontown is the place that Disneyland forgot. I mean, you literally can walk into any point in Toontown and
all the baby daddies are off with the kids.
It has fluorescent lights at night. It's the hood. It's where you go to start slanging when the sun goes down.
They have a little prison. There's a little jail off in the corner with bendable bars that you can just walk right back out of.
It's inner city Disney.
It really is.
The criminal justice system at work.
Inner city Disney. I like that. Well, maybe they're due for some regentrification there.
They might have to, because apparently I heard they are expanding. So when you're going to expand some more, you got to start looking at the places. Hey, it's like putting that stadium in the middle of what is it, Inglewood? And now all of a sudden they kicking all the black people out.
Trying to sell tickets. You ever seen the cost of a football game? For God's sake, got to be an investment banker to sell on the 50-yard line.
Right? Exactly.
But the tickets to Yankee Doodle Damage will be like $20 at most.
$20 at the door, $15 pre-sale. We still have a few left. Make sure that you get yours early. We're going to go over the card in just a little bit. There we go. Yankee Doodle Damage. And let me just say this. All the crap you guys gave me last weekend about the name of our show? The guys from GCF have a little more vision, and they actually said, hey, I like that. And then...
I mean, it's no Great Balls of Fire or nothing.
Right. And then I shared with them some of your ideas. Independence Day,
Slammiversary,
Uncle Slam. Come on, man.
Summer Slam.
There's nothing wrong with Yankee Doodle Damage, all right? I think it's a fantastic name. It's certainly going to be a fantastic show. But before we get into all the particulars about Yankee Doodle Damage, I want to take a moment to talk about your match this weekend, as much as it behooves me not to.
I mean, I know you don't like to mention other people, and I ain't even gonna mention where I wrestled.
Good.
But I'm gonna mention who I wrestled.
Was it underground?
I mean, it was down in the gutters.
Was it far under the ground?
It was down in the gutters of Long Beach, and you know what? I decided to take my talents, take my skill, and make things shine a little bit in the gutters of Long Beach. So I went down and I wrestled this individual named Fern Owens. I don't know if any of you know who he is. He's a little damaged in the head, but they love him down there. So I said, if you love him, I'll kill him. That's what I do. Because anytime I go anywhere, you put me up against your best, and I'm gonna whoop their ass. And that's what I did. I went down there, I whooped his ass, and the only reason he won, you know what? The only reason he won, cue it up, producer. We'll show you right now. The only reason why this asshole even got any of a victory.
I'm sorry. But let me just say this before we talk about this. Last year we used the F word. Last week we used the F word a lot, right?
We did, a lot.
And we've been using it more and more. What I want to do is kind of downshift a little bit from. I meant to do this in the meeting earlier, but we were busy talking about videos.
We're trying to be family friendly.
Yeah, PG-13. Because we have a lot of people who watch this that don't talk like that, and their parents
I'm trying to
and
broaden their horizons on their
appreciate
language.
They should be at Bible study.
No, that's not what
They
I'm
should
saying.
be at Bible study and watching this stuff.
Thankfully, someone listened to my negative Yelp review that I put up about the Royal Ramble podcast. I have been heard, and all of you heathens can keep your mouths, PG appropriate.
You know what?
Politically correct is not important. I don't care about that. Culturally sensitive, whatever you want to call it. But the cursing, we don't have to stop.
Right. Just lessen. We're going from R to PG-13. Every PG-13 movie, you get at least one F-bomb.
So we're going one way, WWE's
sorry,
going
two.
the other.
See, I got two. So I haven't dropped my one yet. So by tonight, you are at least going to hear two.
What about
we ain't
nudity?
gonna see no frontal nudity.
What's your stance about nudity? What about nipples? Can I pop out a nipple?
Absolutely
what kind
not.
of society do we live in?
I'll pop out my
That
pistol.
goes against us.
Right, you got to have a little bit of
That's
They always pull
censorship.
the tape off.
Well, we can't bring Goosen
Bunch
on
of
here. He'd
savages.
be pulling stuff out of his shorts like bananas and stuff. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's all him.
not
I don't think there's
PG-13
anything down their
at all.
pants but the Empress dude himself.
Producer Robert, do you have the footage of B.A. Marcus Frey's match? All right, can we see it, please?
Can you cue up the ending of that match, please? Let these people see the fact
I sure
that
hope we don't get a cease and desist order. Hey, speaking of cease and desist, whatever happened to cease and desist?
I think you evicted the program. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, all right.
Can they still hear us? Are you going to narrate this for us?
Yeah, let us know. Can they hear us, Robert, while we're talking?
Will there be commentary?
Okay.
All right. I like the song.
That's not the sound of the police.
Well, I mean, this is what I do when I go down to the gutters. I got to pull out a little bit of stuff that they understand.
I got you.
So I ran in there. And you know what? We don't have to watch this whole thing because it's about 11 minutes worth of a match. But if you go down to the end, about 10 minutes and 40 seconds of this, it'll show you that I was running this match. I had this man on the ropes. I was whooping that ass.
Oh, look. They even have housing there.
Right, for those that live on the property.
Yes.
They put a little bit of a truck in there for them to sleep in, and it was a beautiful moment.
First class accommodations.
Of course, they made sure they wrapped some hot dogs and bacon for those that like that. It was a delightful moment.
They didn't sell elotes.
Right, I don't think they could find the elote guy at that point that night.
For live? This show kept running despite my constant noise complaints, by the way. I was on the phone all night long.
10 minute, 40 seconds.
So why don't you take it? Oh, so we're going to go straight to the fast forward.
Yeah, so I mean, you if you look at this, I right now, I'm getting up and I got him on the ropes. This match is over at this point. This man somehow figures out how to get out of that, and of course has to push me into the ref. Because you can't find nothing better than this.
Wait a minute, that's Danielle, right? You got your belt rung by a woman.
She doesn't rep anymore. So they got somebody.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Why would he do that?
Right there, I'm sitting there. I got this match won, and you got to get your boy. You got to get your boy Carnage to come down and hit me with a chair just so that you can lock on a crossface. It's bullshit.
Was that a rental?
All of them, everything there is a rental.
Oh, okay.
Surprisingly. How they afforded to rent everything, I don't know.
It seems like it would have been to your advantage to have a second person with
you were tapping out.
Yeah.
At this. If only someone else had been
Literally.
invited to make sure that
I had to tap. At
that
point,
guy wouldn't have done that to you.
I learned my lesson the hard way.
Hold on.
Yeah, I gotta make sure that if I go to the slums, I gotta take a little bit of backup.
Look, when you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas.
One.
All right?
I
I'm
got
sorry,
bit
hold
up
on.
that night. Yeah, I got bit up that night. That's
right.
what it is.
Hey, look, hey,
So-
I'm not going to give you a hard time about it. Man, this fool goes all the way to Barstow, and, you know.
I go far, man. I go to San Diego,
he goes
and Las
to Barstow,
Vegas.
though, and the talent that we bring
far.
from OCCW, we walk away with titles.
Except I win my
So-
matches at other places.
Forget, he is the champion.
I am the D6W heavyweight champion.
That's right.
Undefeated for about 9 months, as far as I remember.
Right, because you have to bring at least 3 or 4 other individuals
And
with
if
you
you
to
had
make
brought
sure
a
that
bunch
you
of
walk away
dudes
with
with
titles.
you, Mr. Carnage wouldn't have snuck up on you.
You know
He's
what?
got a point. I mean,
That's like a rap song I made right
You know, you got plenty of friends here. You got me.
I
you
mean,
got
but
him.
he always sitting over there talking that
would've-
garbage about his other crew and all this other stuff. You didn't
We all would have came out for you.
I would have. I would have been there. Well, not
walking
there.
around like a disloyal, fake ass, punk ass bitch.
This.
Wow.
I would have called the police before that match even happened, and you wouldn't have got hurt at all. You're welcome.
Robert, can you give me the full screen here for the ad? This Saturday at American Legion Post, 716, Saturday, July 13th. Yankee Doodle Damage. You will see the likes of Mariachi Loco and Lil Cholo, the Lucha Homies, wrestling against these two, the OCCW Tag Team Champions for the belts. 2 out of 3 falls, right? The Lucha, those of you familiar with the
I mean, normally I only need 1, but if you want me to beat them twice, we can do that.
we can do that. All right. We will have. Hey, don't spit in my shit. All right. So,
I thought that's what we do.
Keep your eye on your iced tea there, John.
yeah, my goodness. All right, we can go back. We have Gustin Uberstud trying to reclaim his OCCW heavyweight title against the man on the, I guess it's on the right. Yeah, on the right, Vintage Dragon, who, if you've been following OCCW or the Royal Ramble at all, has been playing havoc with the status quo, which is not necessarily a bad thing. He's shaking things up a bit. We have VPOC. We have Mikey O'Shea. We have we have La Raza. We have
Daniel Moon. I mean, some of the guys that on this card are probably some of the hardest matches that I've had. So,
we got Mikey O'Shea.
Yeah, I mean,
thanks.
we got some talent on this card, and these guys are going to be knocking each other's teeth out. So
Okay, and we have a special added attraction. Those of you who are familiar with Free Admission Channel, you know that GCF also holds a Mats and Marks show on Sundays. Replaced. What was it?
garbage.
Okay, garbage. And and now they are well, come on in. What I'd like to call it is Joseph Saint right now. Grab that chair, sit right here. Sit wherever you like, Joseph Saint. I think you're okay with pretty much everybody here right now, right?
Yeah,
I think so. I think we're on good terms as far as I
he ain't
know.
definitely okay with me because now he got me watching his back. So
All right then. Well,
what he did was he traded in a spider and got himself a monster.
oh, there you go.
Can't argue with that.
Okay, so Joe, first of all, I want to congratulate you on your success on Mats and Marks. I was able to be on it the other day, and I really enjoyed myself. And I actually watched the whole show, and I was impressed with the topics. What I wanted to tell us a little bit about Mats and Marks. Tell us a little bit about GCF, and then we'll get into the featured match.
So GCF is just under a year old right now. Obviously, we've been running. We have been doing pretty good, I think. I've had a kind of bad luck currently with our champions, it seems like, which brings us to Mats and Marks is kind of just our basis to talk to the fans, give our opinions on things. The champ, Chris Cadillac, has felt the need to keep coming onto our show, which I want a champion that, promotes, and he does it in a negative light. This I have an issue with.
Right.
So it's been hit and miss with GCF. We've had some issues with DI. Obviously, that would be why this man's taking care of that for me.
I'll take care of each and every one of them.
One at a time.
Hey, but -1 though.
What?
I'll be
Keep
just
running around being a disloyal, fake ass, bitch-made punk, and you gonna get handled too.
You see how running around by yourself gets you. Now, see, Fern Owens, isn't maybe as dumb as Fern Owens looks, and has good friend Carnage to come out and hit you with something.
Well, if I could have got a hold of you on Saturday, maybe I would have taken you. But for some reason, every time I call, you don't answer.
I was already busy on the phone calling in noise complaints against that goddamn show.
I mean, at our last event, it looked like your brotherhood was kind of turning against you at the end of the match, where he took out one of your members. He took out 2 guys, actually.
Trying to sit on the fence, trying to keep everybody happy. I'm juggling too many plates, man. I'm champion everywhere I go. I'm raising people up out of the gutter into prominence. We're at the top of the card in GCF, thanks to yours truly. We helped put that belt on Chris Cadillac, and we're going to keep that belt on Chris Cadillac.
See, that's the issue. No, you're not.
Pretty sure.
I'm going to have a champ that, I want, and I thought I did, and then we went through 3 champions in one show, which wasn't my first choice,
well, you got
obviously.
Raid for one.
Yeah.
The legs and the wings fell off the dragon on the other one, just turned into a snake and slithered away. So, I mean, now you got
a broke-ass Cadillac.
Cadillac.
Can't even spell Cadillac, for Christ's sake. You know how many C's are in Cadillac? My God, son.
There's like 3 K's in it, though.
Yeah.
Thanks to Caddy.
No, that's your car.
I must have spelled it wrong. Shame on me. Now, if we had Chris Cadillac in OCCW, maybe he could beat Vintage Dragon there, too.
We tried that once, but he couldn't show up on time.
The freeway is a menacing trickster.
Oh, yes, it is. Ask your buddy.
Well,
Anyway.
just at your last event, John, you let me put a title on the line. I chose Tony Reyes to defend the UV title.
Right.
And Chris Cadillac had an issue with this. So let's rectify that. You're going to be forced to defend the heavyweight title now. The SoCal heavyweight title will be on the line now.
That's right. You're announcing it here. You may have heard it here first. This is Guy Cool, the ever-present, ever-popular, ever-exciting Guy Cool, will be facing Chris Cadillac for the Gold Coast Federation Heavyweight Championship.
And you better remember your place. I don't want to see you come out at all in that goddamn match.
What are you going to do? Why do you care?
Because
Why do you care
you
which one of
need
them
to
is
stay
champion?
loyal.
Why don't you try to be heavyweight champion? Maybe I'll keep you out of their match. You've screwed Guy Cool over before, by the way. I know how you hate the crackers. We talk about it all the time. Crack-ass cracker.
First of all,
Guy Cool,
he could be
honky
champion,
bastard.
but he's got a job to do. After he runs through DI, I've made some promises already. Maybe he will be getting a title shot eventually. But first, he's taking care of the issue here.
Hey, when you coming in as an exterminator, you got to come in and take care of all the pests before you get to that king rat. That's all it is.
That's the way to speak about Freddie Helmuth. Freddie Helmuth's going to have his kendo stick. You might have your vest or whatever, but Freddie Helmuth's going to find a way. He's a dangerous man.
All right. I don't think he was talking about Freddie Helmuth.
That ain't no way to talk about Freddie Flores. You know, I might have my problems with Freddie Flores working for Lucha Pro and whatnot, but you know what? He's a hell of a competitor, and he's got hands like iron. I've fought him a couple of times. He a hard-headed Puerto Rican.
Do you
That's the way to speak about Gabriel. Gabriel, he's new to the game, but he is fresh, by God. He's well rested. He doesn't have a bunch of injuries like most of us because he hasn't wrestled a lot.
List them off and line them up. That's all you got to do. List them off and line
Damian
them
Soul's
up.
been working out day and night, man,
no.
and he's gonna tear into you.
Working on the
Yeah,
chain.
We're gonna get
it's
to
like
you.
the 14 Horsemen or something like that,
Members I
huh?
don't know of.
So
That
was horrible.
What?
All right. So you have Guy Cool and Chris Cadillac. Now, Guy Cool, you know, for all his partying and hamming it up and having a good time, Guy Cool is beyond capable in the ring. You know, I've seen him. You guys
I beat him before.
have titanic struggles in the ring.
Well, I mean, apparently all of his parties now are straight edge. He went to AA and cleaned up his act. That's why he's getting in better shape. So.
Yeah, he's definitely gotten himself in better shape. So those of you who are fans of Gold Coast Federation, don't miss this match. We have Guy Cool against Chris Cadillac. That is 3 Ks.
Yep.
my
Thank God. It's gonna be a hell of a match.
Man, maybe we need to ask Chris if, you know.
Maybe I could be
God.
special
I mean,
referees.
I think you forgot that he's got some Mexican blood in there.
Yeah.
A little weird that you want to throw that.
Hey, Chris Cadillac. What? All right. Okay, let me run through the card then. So we have Drew Masters against Freddie Flores of La Raza. Drew Masters, formerly one half of the tag team champions known as Suburban Justice, right, was taking on another former tag team champion, half champion, if you will, in Freddie Flores. Now, you just said Freddie Flores has hands of stone, right?
He does.
Like Ronnie Garvin.
And a head like
Roberto
stone.
Duran, and a
I
head
call him
like
Double
stone.
F.
Yeah,
Let's
but
go, Double F.
He's got hands of stone, but a chin of glass. You could put him on his ass in one knockout punch.
You hit him quite a few times with him still standing there. I remember.
Yeah, at the end of the night,
Huh?
who was walking away the victor?
It was like watching Mike Tyson versus Oscar De La Hoya or something.
Yeah, all right.
Would have never stood on
Yeah, no.
He broke
All right.
Not a boxing fan.
So, is Guy Cool watching? Yes. Hey, Guy Cool, how are you? If you're watching.
Hopefully he's got the beer out of his hand and he's watching Stone Cold sober. Taking
We
it
have
serious.
our next match will be Chris Camacho, the other half of the former tag team champions known as Suburban Justice, against the other half of the former tag team champions known as La Raza in Alexander Vega. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with La Raza and them. Wait, aren't they part of your DI?
Flores, I believe. Is
We
part
have
of,
Freddie Flores.
You
Freddie-
guys belong to all these gangs. Is that even?
Yeah, I don't know where the offshoots off offshoots that. I didn't even know how many members I was hiring at the time.
All of
She
them.
made the piss poor decision.
And we've got
But
two
they
social
put- they
security
put the
numbers
contract
between
in
us.
front of you saying DI.
I've got
you
one of them.
Flip it over.
Yeah.
So you signed it.
Didn't know it was, yeah.
You flip it over and it lists 15 to 16 members that they can alternate throughout their
And I'm going to use
contract.
all of them to my advantage so I don't get hit in the back by some idiot with a chair.
Okay, I always get the name wrong. I call him VPOC, right?
That's cool.
I mean, he goes by that.
Okay. We got VPOC against Mikey O'Shea. Now,
Pac or Vito.
Vito. Okay, Vito. I always mispronounce his last name, so I'm going to let you say it.
I don't even know how to.
Vpocalypse.
Vpocalypse.
Vpocalypse now. All eyes on Vpoc.
Now, if you're noticing a trend here, you're absolutely right. We have Mikey O'Shea and VPOC. Those matches seem to be OCCW versus Lucha Pro, and you guys have been following. You know, Lucha Pro has been not only a thorn in my side, a pain in my neck,
They're like
a wart on my ass.
They're like when you get shot by a skunk and you just can't get rid of the stink.
Yes.
That's literally what it is.
And it's nauseating and
they linger.
infuriating and aggravating. They do not go away.
Yeah.
They're in everywhere. And it's like, just show up on game day and fight. But what do? They sneak in here. They hobble around there. You know what, guys? Right? We're less than a week away. Bring it. Every one of these matches is Lucha Pro, with the exception of the GCF match, is Lucha Pro versus OCCW. So the talking's going to be done. We don't have time for this nonsense. We have Thunder and Lightning. You boys are going to be taking it, except for the Lucha homies. Who knows who they
they're
are?
not Lucha Pro, but they're the Lucha homies.
Yeah, they are they
You would
homies?
think they're from Lucha Pro, though, right? I mean, they're the only ones wearing masks. One of them.
Yeah.
Lucha.
Lucha. No.
I guess the blood in Lucha's pretty.
And I am the greatest luchador since numero uno, by the way.
There's a wrestler named Numero
Yep,
Uno?
there was. Hell yeah, there was. Los Conquistadores were the WWF Tag
remember
Team
them.
Champions.
They were the
and I am as good as
They were
numero uno.
All right. And then we have the ultimate match of Lucha Pro versus OCCW. We have our former champion and current Lucha Pro champion, oddly enough, Gustin Thunder Uberstud will be taking on the current OCCW champion and former. If it gets a bit confusing, just show up. You'll figure it out. It's pretty clear. Vintage Dragon. Now, we're all pulling for you, Gustin. We're all behind you. OCCW, even GCF. They know where the bread is buttered, and we know what happens when people get jealous. They try to do sneaky things, and they try to take bites out of you, whether you're right.
Because if Lucha Pro takes over, then everyone's going to get paid in street tacos, and we don't want that. We would so let's make sure that we keep this OCCW house clean.
I mean, they're going to take over the dojo, and then we'll be wrestling in like some junkyard underneath the freeway. And I don't want to, by God, I'm too delicate.
I don't feel like taking bumps on pieces of Cadillac.
I burn. I don't want to wrestle outside, man. I need a roof over my head.
Yeah, exactly, and certainly you don't want to, be having to give away tickets. Hey, would you like some tickets with your oranges, sir? No.
Oranges, crack cocaine, whatever it is you sell.
Yeah.
Make that money.
Piñata.
Corn in a cup, whatever.
All right, so talk about your next show before we go, and then we're gonna move on to the next topic.
So July 28th from the De La O Dojo, GCF presents From the Ashes. now.
Phoenix shall
Hopefully Cadillac won't be champ by then, so it's not my issue. But Cadillac has someone from his past coming for him. Ruby Reyes, of all people, is coming after Chris Cadillac. They came up together. She has some issues with the way he carries himself, and she's coming for him.
And this ain't
I
gonna
see
be
you
no
licking your lips.
Toontown issue. This ain't gonna be no Toontown issue. She gonna beat his ass.
There you go.
Agreed. Jesus Christ.
I was talking to Heidi, but okay.
Oh, okay.
You know, licking your chops. You know, Heidi's.
Oh, I'm about to say, like, looking at me, I'm like,
No, I was. I'm kidding. All right. Well, hey, Joseph Saint, on behalf of myself and all of Orange County Championship Wrestling, I want to wish you continued success.
you.
I'm glad that we decided to play nice rather than play against each other. It's good being in your corner. It's good having you in ours. Good luck at Justice for All. Give that girl Sheridan of yours who works the concession stand a hug for me.
We
All
may
right?
need to sell moon pies, though. Based
Moon
on
pie.
your
Hey,
last
don't be
one.
stealing my shit. I'll send my mom after you. That's her own recipe. Take care, guys.
quick shout out to Paul Sitz,
Paul Stitz.
Sitz,
1/3 of the triumvirate. Thumbs up.
Jessica Sky.
What's up, Fancy Nancy?
Robbie Shaw is watching.
Robin Shaw. hey, big man. How are you?
Brian Chastney.
Brian Chesney. He's tied for first place as our number one fan.
10 Bears is watching.
10 Bears.
What?
Mindy Hinojosa.
Love you, girl.
Luther.
Hey, Luther. Get to work, Luther.
And then Mike, I can't pronounce that last name. Matus.
Matuziak.
There you go.
Matuziak.
Thank you very
He's
much.
the dad of the Kool-Aid Kid and the Crusher.
Oh.
2 kids in my jiu-jitsu class. Awesome. You know the kid Aiden that yells at everybody?
yeah.
He's
MG Gutierrez. Bob Oso, like Bob Oso.
Vavoso.
Of course, Luis Tapia is watching.
Hey, Luis. You know,
on.
we're going to have to talk, Luis. You can't be taking the sticks into the ring when you're...
Isn't
Mooney
it
Perez.
past Luis's bedtime? He's on in
who
years.
is Mooney Perez? Is that Yvette?
We're on after Matlock.
He was watching MASH and then decided to switch
Golden
over.
Girl?
So some of our boys from D6 are watching. Mr. Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And pretty much that's it.
All right, good. All right, then.
That's it.
All right, I guess I'm in the doghouse.
That's it.
No one's watching.
Someone's angry.
Hey,
Breaking news.
Hey,
Hold on.
Yoga Star.
Oh, wait. Rachel's watching. She just popped up.
Hey, yoga star.
Tag team partner.
Yeah.
He knows what's up.
Yeah, what's up? Like Barry White, you know?
You got
like
you
that.
get the bass in your voice. You get the.
All right, that's it.
Hey,
All right, we're
Yoga
going to
Star.
shift gears a little bit. We're going to go back to the topics at hand, Vintage Dragon, Yankee Doodle Damage and whatnot. But right now I want to talk a little bit about the first 2 Raws under Paul Heyman. If you guys got a chance to watch either one of them, highlights or whatever, heard any talk about it. Now, I know the first one under Paul Heyman was really a lot better because they made sense. And this one wasn't as good, but again, it made sense, which has been the chief complaint.
You can tell that he's trying to tell a story. So I give him that. I commend him for that. Even though he's a piece of trash, he's trying to
as a
tell
human being, we'll get to that.
Yeah, but as a writer, he's trying to tell a consistent story, and it's not all centered around Roman Reigns. So congratulations, we finally moved on from that the truck that is Roman Reigns, telling every story of every.
That was like a 3-year disaster, wasn't it?
And what, because all it was you could tell that WWE realized the year that he was hot, it was the year before the last year that the group of the Shield was together, and he was in the Royal Rumble, and everyone was cheering for him to win that Rumble. Everyone was behind Roman Reigns, and WWE dropped the ball. And they had other plans, so they didn't keep him in the main event picture or even put him in the main event picture. So then they tried to make it up the very next year and push him and force him down everyone's throat. So then everyone was sick of him by that point, and then now they were like, well, we're gonna make you not sick of him. We're gonna force him down your throat. So then the fans just said, forget it, I'm done. Then he has his medical issues, comes back, and everyone's like,
Wait,
you made it back.
The question was, is Heyman turning it around?
This is the reason why he is because he's starting to realize we can't force these fans to like anything.
Well, hold on a second. Let me just say this, okay? The people saying that you can't force fans to, like, you can't tell the people what they want, and Vince is telling people what they want. But let's be fair, all right? When Hulk Hogan and the Iron Sheik. All right, and this is from my childhood.
Right.
All right, everybody wanted Bob Backlund. Right, exactly. No,
Who did
I'm
Bob
not kidding.
Backlund to win anything?
Everybody, right? And then Vince said, you know what? I'm going to turn this on its ear. I'm going to give him the Iron Sheik and then Hulk Hogan, and wrestling took off. No, were you there? Were you around? Were you watching
I just find that
wrestling?
incredibly hard to believe.
But it's the truth, and that's
Okay.
because he changed the face of wrestling
Good.
by changing it. This was before the Rock and Wrestling connection and all that. So he said, I'm going to give them Hulk Hogan. I'm going to take Bob Backlund off the table because this is like your dad's car, and I'm
Yeah.
going to give you a fast car. And everyone ate it up.
Right. So to your point, you can tell the people what to like, but there's a way to do it. And I feel like the business was losing sense of that. They were forcing them down your throat when it's like, perfect example. Me and my tag partner have talked about this. Braun Strowman was hot.
Yes, he was.
Braun Strowman was over. And what did they do? They dropped the ball. Bray Wyatt is hot. Where the hell is Bray Wyatt in the ring? Like, that's the thing. They're gonna wait until that hotness turns into a low simmer, and then they're gonna go, okay, now here you get Bray Wyatt. And then by that point, it's too late.
And it'll be all his fault too.
So
that's the
thing
beauty
is,
of it.
Back when Vince was on his shit,
Dude.
that's when he did the whole push Hulk Hogan when he was hot. He pushed him when the people wanted him. So that's what you do is, yeah, you I understand you can tell people what they want, but there's a time and a place to do it. You can't do it when you want to. You have to do it when the ears are perked up and everybody goes, oh, what's that? Then you push it. New Day got their push because they were hot and they pushed it. They said, hey, you guys get creative control freedom over your group, and they pushed it, and it was successful.
And Mustafa Ali hurt himself. Stupid Mustafa
Yeah,
Ali.
that also kind of helped.
Is the difference between writing for television and writing for wrestling. When you're writing for television, you have your script. It's going to be the story. The story's going to happen no matter what. Jon Snow's not going to tear his quad. Bran, none of that's going to happen. You don't have to adjust anything. Bran Stark was going to end up sitting on that Iron Throne.
Everyone knew
from
that.
the very beginning, and always was. Doesn't matter how much you cheer for Jon Snow and the other pretty lady, they weren't going to
Spoiler
win a
alert.
goddamn thing. If you haven't seen it by now, you obviously didn't care. I read the
did.
books many years ago and knew what was going to happen. I wasn't surprised by anything on the TV
Hey,
show.
they
It's
just-
talking about
hey,
spoilers.
Iron Man dies too. You know
Yeah,
that?
by the way, Darth Vader is Luke's dad, you bunch of idiots. Bruce Willis is a ghost in Sixth Sense.
Norman Bates is his own mom.
And all that was going to happen. It doesn't matter. The people are like, oh, we want Jon Snow to be sit on the Iron Throne. Nobody cares because they wrote this story 10 years ago.
Right, like they already knew where the ending was gonna go.
So it doesn't matter. Like Roman Reigns was going to be the top indestructible guy, and they were going to keep pushing that because that's what they had, what they were going with.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so go ahead.
Apparently, Bob Oso says, like you pushed me, BA. I guess Bob Oso was the.
Yeah,
He was your referee. You don't even know your referee's name. How rude of
MG
you.
Contreras. I know who you are.
I've
And I
bribed
know
Luther
Ben.
lots of times. I mean, I've talked to Luther lots of times.
Well, the fact that he couldn't wake his ass up until I had to tap because I couldn't make it to the ropes. Do I need to know your name? Get the hell out the way next time, and maybe you won't get pushed.
if you were better at making friends, you
I
would have
know
the
that.
referee on your side, and maybe he would get out of the way when he pushes Furno in.
Well, back to WWE. On Raw, I always look forward to the 24/7 championship. I fast forward through the whole situation.
Aw.
I like the whole 24/7.
Okay, we're gonna
So
get
what
that's
happened-
one of the
what happened with
topics.
that title then?
Wait, hold on. We're gonna get to that. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. But the question was: is Heyman turning it around? Is he turning Raw around?
No.
Not completely.
I'm tired of talking about the writer. I don't give a goddamn about who's writing the show. I'd rather that be a secret.
Well, it should be a secret, but it's not.
Right. So
When's Tommy Dreamer going to come out and be
Well,
champion?
and
He
that's-
owes that man quite a lot.
So we live in a day and age where once people realize that wrestling has writers,
I want Rob Van Dam to come back because he's still healthy.
is he though?
No, he's
Probably,
so
kinda.
baked out of his
He's probably
mind. They can't
fine.
get him
I
off
bet
his
he's
goddamn
fine.
couch.
He moved on from
He's
smoking to
fine.
just strictly
All right.
edibles
Action
now.
Bronson.
Right.
We'd like to call in our second guest of the evening. She's known the world over.
Can she
as-
sit on your side this
Sit
time?
next to you.
as
We just fought, though. We might be fussing and feuding.
Can
she's-
you at least promise me that she ain't gonna be touching me and stuff?
No, I can't promise
I
you
thought you
anything.
liked white women.
I don't try.
Well, she's in love with Mr. What's his name?
What?
Yeah, she's in love with Alan Amos, so I think you'll be
Alan
safe. And since everyone is watching, right?
But I mean, even when women are in love, it's hard to resist the chocolate.
Well, maybe she will be able to, because of the cameras on there.
Mouth's in your mouth. not in
Ladies
your
and
hand.
gentlemen, please join me and give a warm welcome to Auntie Heidi. Yay!
I'm a Barbie
Auntie
girl.
Spray, how are we doing today?
Oh man, I swear.
Like walking to
I'm
see
sorry.
Sandy.
Hey, God, all right. Here, scoot a little more this way.
I'll give you all the space you need.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Of
Don't
course.
worry, Mr. Frey. This is all in jest, mate. It's a joke. Just relax,
all right,
mate. Just let it happen.
I mean, yeah, I'm good.
All right. That said, Heidi, how are you today?
Oh, yes, I'm doing fine, thank you. In fact, Oh, yes, I just, speaking of Alan Amos, I just wanted to hug my cuddly woodly Eileen, mate.
Yes. This is maybe the first time I've ever seen an actual love connection happen in the ring. Actually seen it. I'm sure it's probably happened before, and we did unbeknownst to ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But this is the first time I actually visually saw two wrestlers make that love connection, and you carried him in your arms and took him home. I think it was a very beautiful moment for those of us, even the most hardened veterans of this sport, even those who've been jaded by the ugliness and the backstabbiness of this business, were moved to tears. Some of us at
Yeah, I
the
cried.
tenderness and the outright pouring of affection that we saw between you and Alan Amos. Now, can you tell us a little bit more about that relationship and where it's going, and if you guys have? Well, can you tell us a little
I
more?
did shed a tear. It was like watching all dogs go to heaven. Jeez.
Oh, yes, I knew when I was in a match with him, he had this sort of Latin gusto to him that she
Latin gusto.
Or Latino heat,
Yes.
as they would say.
that raw virility, right?
Raw virility, yes.
But yes,
She even rolls her R on that one. She's like, raw. I mean, God.
But yes, it's but yeah, I couldn't help but clap when he did his lovely posing. But yeah, during the match he even called he called me a harpy. It was just lovely, mate.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, I know I'm going to ask the question. I know you're all wondering.
Yes, we are.
When you guys are alone together,
Oh God, let's not ask this question.
You'll never find.
which one of, okay, how do I
Yeah,
say this?
how do you say this?
I-
and
well,
keep it
definitely.
appropriate?
Who's the catcher?
Who-
Who's the pitcher?
I was going to say who gets control of the remote control, but okay.
Yeah.
Let's go with Joey's crass, obnoxious question. We don't want to know. Don't tell us. We already know.
We want
But-
to know. We
Now-
want to know.
A lady never.
Exactly.
Oh.
This is a lot like Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. You know?
Is it?
The story is taking
Except
it's taking that kind of turn.
Yeah. But I also want to talk to you. You had a couple of matches this weekend, right? I want to know. It's on a website, right? Did you want to talk about that or no?
Let's see. I believe.
Where can we see it, and who did you wrestle?
I believe it was. IW.
It was here at the Dello Training Center, right?
Oh yes. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the promotion name. But yeah, it's. I was up against. Let's see, who was it again?
Was it Desdorada?
Oh yes, Desdorada. Yes, she was a bloody powerhouse, mate.
She looks like she lived on the island with Wonder Woman.
Oh,
She's tall and strong and yeah.
Oh yes, if it wasn't for the
I
fact that
never
I'm with
seen this one.
that I'm currently tying myself with my schmoopy whoopy Alan,
Yes.
I would have gone for her immediately.
British
she
thing.
has such a lovely frame to her, mate.
Yes. Whoopie.
The Amazons.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Well,
Goo-goo-goo.
schmoopy whoopie. So you can check out Heidi we'll have the website up when we get it in a minute. Let me ask you a question, Heidi. Where do you see yourself going, and where else can we see you wrestle?
Yes, I believe I'll be. Let's see, MPW will be coming back in August.
Okay.
Say that.
Where they be coming back to?
Hopefully closer to down here.
From what,
Probably not.
from what I understand, it'll be back in Moore Park. They'll be right next to a brewery. It'll
Hey.
be lovely.
Hey.
Do you know what Moore Park spelled backwards is?
Don't.
You're the one who says, you can't spell Cadillac with a K. You think that's stupid, but you think this joke works.
No, I think-
Go ahead. Tell the joke.
Do you know
Tell
how
the
to,
joke.
wait, you know what Moore Park spelled backwards
Just
is?
tell the joke. You
I'm
tell
watching
the joke.
everybody trying to figure it out here in that crowd.
We
They're
have
like,
this plenty of times.
not okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry,
but you
sorry.
still,
And nobody
If you
spells
just-
Moore Park with a C. It doesn't. The joke does not work.
Right,
Goddammit, because I can
all right.
spell.
Okay, anybody? What does Moore Park
We
spell
don't
back?
use Mortal Kombat logic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, but if you're.
But you were going
from
on about
the
Chris
crusty crowd,
Cadillac.
They, I mean, if
Gee,
everyone
you
grew
guys
up
are
on
losers,
SpongeBob,
ruining
so
my good
they
joke.
all spell stuff with
Okay,
K.
just say it, John.
All right, no, I'm not gonna say it.
It's like
because-
this room here.
No.
I want to know the joke. I was waiting for you to get the punchline.
Yeah, then just spell Moore Park backwards. Everyone out there, let me know what's more. If you're watching on the interwebs, let us know if you got the joke. What is Moore
Hey,
Park
I had a
spelled
match
backwards?
with Heidi this weekend, by the way. I thought you were talking about me being all tall and statuesque and muscular and being Heidi's opponent. And then
Oh,
with
yeah.
luxurious hair.
Hey, does that hurt your feelings that she fell for? She wrestled you and Alan Amos in the same day, yet she took him home and treated him like the pig that he is?
I'm here for my friend Alan. I'm not a blocker like some people. You
Yes.
know, I'm a facilitator.
Did you
I want to see my
point over
friends
here
happy.
when you say block
Oh,
her? Who
yeah,
you pointing
Bill,
at?
I have no partner on that.
Alan's got the Latino heat. I
I
can't
don't
compete with
block
that.
nobody.
I had,
all that.
I had you bloody crushed, but then you just had to slip your way out of me hodes, and then nail
Out of a hose.
Hold.
Goodness gracious!
So you nailed it.
It's the best headlock I've ever been in. I needed a smoke after that
said
match. It was
hold,
that good.
folks.
I mean, I came through with the victory, by God. I came out on top. I was behind for a while, but then by the end of that match, I was standing strong.
Sounds like that.
And you know,
that match was in a lot of different positions.
and when we were all over the place, man, rolling around. And when I say I like my steak medium, I mean it, by God. And I gave her a
Okay.
fuck-
The views
God
and
bless
opinions
America.
expressed by Azrael are the views and opinions expressed by Azrael alone. They do
I've
not
been waiting to
represent
beat up a
the
British
free
person for
admission
250
channel,
years.
the Royal Ramble Orange County Championship Wrestling, or anyone else in their right mind. Heidi, let me ask you this question.
And also, you were bloody lucky, mate. I would have broken your bloody back over my bloody knee if you hadn't have slipped out like that.
And you would be all bloody if I hit you in the face again. No taxation without representation, by the
Well, if
way.
you want me to be in the bloody kitchen, I'm gonna smash your face in with a frying pan.
You know what? Me and Shiloh Greaves are gonna have a tea party. He's gonna spit in it, and I'm gonna throw it in the river. How about that? I ain't paying for nothing.
Are you getting this references, ladies and gentlemen? I hope so, because if not, damn the school
Most of them
system.
went to civics in high school.
Yes, but most of them went to public school.
I went to public school. I'm lucky I can read.
Oh,
Yes.
That also reminds me, that bloke in the Toontown thing, punching out those women. Oh, I wanted to break him down.
Yes.
I'd love to. I hope he comes over here. Come to a OCCW match.
Yeah. Come to Knott's Berry Farm. Let's try that shit again.
Oh, CCW. I would love to have a round with you.
Guy's a punk. The
Like
guy's
them chocolates.
that guy's making license plates for a while. Don't believe me when I tell you. All right, Heidi, where can we see you next? Before you go.
Okay, before I go, I believe I will be, I'll either be here at Yankee Doodle Damage, or I'll be training and learning how to be a better lover, because unfortunately during the match that I was against with Alan during the 4th of July weekend, I had to take matters into my own hands, and I ended up choke slamming him for the pin. I didn't want to do it.
Well, I'm sure you more than made it up to him, huh? You massaged all his pains and aches away.
Stop! You
He
making
needs a bag.
me nauseous. I can't.
Hey, what? You know what?
I was oh so gentle. I made sure he was well kept in me bosom.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
You'll
Such a
never
beautiful love story.
find-
Well,
And if any of you, whether it be Vintage, whether it be you, whether it be Azrael, if any of you lay so much as a finger on my little cuddly woodley, I will rip your lungs out, shove your bollocks down your throat, and ride your corpse down the hill like a meat toboggan.
the meat toboggan.
What the hell?
Wow. The
That was
last time I
incredibly
had a girl
descriptive.
ride a meat toboggan, it was a little different experience. Heidi, good luck. Thank you for coming on, and I wish you continued success both in your love life as well as in your wrestling career.
Yes, we will show OCCW our toxic love.
Yeah.
Toxic Love,
Yes,
the
and-
newest tag team to OCCW.
Yes, and we will not betray you, like, unfortunately, what happened with the Louis Tapia thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still gonna I'm still gonna think that was just an accident on his part, right?
Yes.
Well, he is saying the only referee you need to know is the enforcer, Luis Tapia.
All right, thank you, Heidi, very much.
Yeah.
You give your cub. What do you Pookie Wookie? What do you call him?
Oh, he's my Pookie. We can call him Pookie Wookie, my cuddly wuddly schmoopy whoopie.
Schmoopy
I think
Whoopie.
his morphine shot is starting to wear off. You might need to go.
Give your schmoopy whoopie
Stay in
some
his
love for me. All
restraints.
right, ladies and gentlemen.
He's the lover, I'm the fighter.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Auntie Heidi. Give it up for Auntie Heidi. Yay.
We got Fidel Shalom Bravo watching. You guys familiar with that?
That name sounds familiar.
I love British people. She's so proper. She's like, I'm arriving, you naughty monkey.
Gonzalez is watching.
You cheeky monkey.
Yeah, you cheeky monkey.
You cheeky monkey. All right. Yes, by the way, and congratulations on winning the OCCW karaoke title. All right. I want to give you a shout out for that, Heidi. All right. Our next guest hails from someplace near Berlin, right? He is the former OCCW heavyweight champion. He will be once again in the main event against Vintage Dragon. He's the current Lucha Pro heavyweight champion. He is known the world over for his physical prowess,
And his
his
yummy.
exercise regimen, and his exciting skills in and out of the ring. People call him a little bit odd. I call him yummy yummy. Hopefully after Saturday.
You would, huh?
This panel.
Must be
The
that.
only man called him that on this panel. I ain't
Fair
calling
enough.
him
All right.
yummy,
So
yummy.
I didn't call him yummy yummy. All right, I just was
That's
trying to
not
bring it up. Okay, yeah. I guess calling another dude yummy is not my
Yes,
forte.
man.
Not that there's anything wrong with
I mean,
that.
y'all, man, y'all, you want to call a man yummy? That's on you, but it ain't me.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Gusten Thunder Uberstude.
Ooh, Daddy, Ding just got a little taste here. Hey, it's okay, baby. You don't have to call me yummy in public. We can do it in private. I know what you're thinking.
Oh my goodness.
You and your private will never be near me.
Gusten Uberstude. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And, we missed you a lot, both around the dojo and around the office this week. I know, we didn't get to see much. We did get to party a little bit on 4th of July.
Oh, yes, we did.
Right?
Yes, we did.
We got to
I almost
see.
blew off my hand. That was like an inch away from ruining my life. I'd be like, woo, 4 horsemen.
After Friday or after Thursday, I had to sit my mom down and have a long talk with her about giving Mikey O'Shea anything that makes a lot of noise. She gave those papas to Mikey O'Shea, and I swear to God, he was like an 8-year-old who's been eating paint chips for 6 years. I was like, oh my God, Mikey, stop throwing those at me.
Shot a Roman candle at me, my friend.
Waters over our heads.
You blew one off, almost killed everybody.
That was, to
You're
be
so
fair,
salty.
that was in retaliation. Right? That was in retaliation. He wouldn't stop. Oh my God! I'm trying to eat my food. He's trying to throw it in my food. The man.
What better way to make someone stop than try to put them in the hospital?
Thank you. Right? Light him on fire.
Take that, Japan.
The views and opinions of Azrael are the views and opinions of
What?
Azrael
It's the
himself.
4th of July.
They do
That's
not
what we're
represent the
celebrating.
views and opinions of Orange County Championship Wrestling, the Royal Ramble, or the Free Admission Channel.
Views and opinions of Azrael are...
Yeah.
No, you can't
I
see
too am a
that.
karaoke champion, by the way.
Yeah?
All right.
At
Let's.
least the views and opinions of Azrael are historically accurate.
Okay. I don't know that. You have to show the people.
That-
This show is
Oh,
not.
it's just playing it for him. Nobody's going to be able to see it.
Well, especially if you have it turned this way.
Maybe he can get
I
us a
sing
live-
mostly in vowels. You.
All right, let's put that away for
So
later.
I've got a question for you. Damn it, Houston, what are you going to do to beat Vintage Dragon? You've had like 47 attempts, still haven't beaten him. Chris Cadillac only needed 1 chance, and he beat him fair and square. So what are you going to do this time to beat the Vintage Dragon? How are you going to rid OCCW of its VD problem? OCCW has had VD for months now, and every month it keeps flaring up, and I want to be rid of VD by the end of this month.
Just because because they took the Little Mermaid role away from you and gave it to B.A.
Too soon!
Salty over
Too
there.
soon! They took our
What
jam!
are you so angry
They
about?
took our
I'm
jam!
proud of my.
She's under the sea. Why does she need to be
You
tanned?
come in here with DI and you come in here throwing all this salt at me.
Now she's
I don't
Little
know what's going
Merhay.
on over there
The
with you.
science of the underwater woman doesn't make sense to me anymore.
We told y'all we getting our 40 acres in a mule. And it don't matter when, but we taking our
And they
shit.
taking our mermaids too.
You know
We
what?
taking it all.
You keep the Little Mermaid, and I'll keep Jesus, and we'll keep it fair and square.
Oh, I was.
How do you like that? You blonde hair and
Pretty
stuff.
soon you're gonna want Zorro to be white.
Yeah,
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
he? A couple
No.
times.
Anyway, that said, what was your question again?
I want to know how Ghost and Uberstood is going to beat Vintage Dragon. He's had 629 matches with him in the last 3 months and still hasn't beat the man fair and square. I have read the contract. There's not going to be any shenanigans, any tomfoolery, any ballyhoo. Victory's going to be a victory, by God.
No hoi polloi, no hanky panky.
Yeah, no whole pillow. Anything you throw at me, I don't care if it's Vintage Dragon, I don't care if it's any of those Lucha Pros, if it's Daniel Moon, if it's Vito Pepperoni, I don't care who you give me, I'm taking you down, because I'm not letting you run around doing your little spanky dances all over OCCW anymore. And I don't want any. I need your word that there's not going to be any shenanigans.
Let me tell you something, okay.
Vintage Dragon
Look.
or anybody from Lucha Pro, it's shenanigans this, shenanigans that.
You're not kidding. And let me tell you this. I'm going to be completely honest with you. In the past, I gave Lucha Pro and Vintage Dragon a little more credit for being men than I should have. All right. I never realized that they were willing to stoop to any level to get as down and I don't mean get down. I mean sink down to beneath where worms lay their eggs. Do worms lay their eggs?
They keep tricking Chris Camacho. They stole his innocence. He'll never trust again.
Oh my God! Yeah, well, Chris Camacho. Yeah, he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
He was such a young, naive boy, and then they've opened his eyes to the fact that not everyone's your friend, Camacho.
Yeah. So I will tell you this: for every trick, we will have a counter. For anything they pull, I will make sure we even the odds. I'm not going to try to tip the scales in our favor. I'm going to keep them even as possible. All right?
Are you sure about all that?
Yes, I'm sure.
A little
All right.
bit our way would be cool.
No. That's going to be up to Gustin Uberstooth.
See,
All right?
You're even talking like me now.
Don't worry.
Vintage Dragon, became GCF champion in like 30 seconds. He ain't nobody to screw with. You know what I mean? Maybe a little our way. Who's the referee? Luther? Tell me it's Luther. Come on.
In any
Luther
case,
comes cheap, man.
don't you worry. All I can say is you go out there, you give everything you got.
Luther.
This man.
This man's the referee?
No,
Yes.
we have your back.
I know this. I can count to 3.
We have your
Better than
front,
some of
back,
the other
and both
wrestlers
sides. Trust me on
Oh,
that.
you got my back too. That's good.
No, I have one
You
side.
did say that I was yummy. I heard you say it. So
Jesus, this goes down in history as one of those things that you wish you had never said. I.e., I didn't inhale. I did not have sex with that woman. Stuff like
Should
that.
have just said, yeah, and it was spectacular, and I'm a stallion.
I didn't
what?
inhale. I did not
Might
have
as
sex
well
with
just-
that woman. And Goose and Uberstad is yummy, baby.
That said, read my lips, no new taxes. It's gonna be
So
huge.
who's going to be the referee?
He
Luther.
just said
Come
it,
on.
BA.
Are you really?
You know what?
That's fine.
Here's
You're even bigger than Luther.
I'll tell you in private because here's the thing. If I say it on the air, who's to say that Vintage Dragon and his cronies, Vinny Pepperoni and VCap, aren't going to try to influence them?
Vito make an offer you can't
Huh?
refuse.
Whatever. All right, whatever. You see, they're already doing it to me. So look, I'm going to keep that secret. We may have a special guest referee because I don't want them messing with him. All right?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Mike
be
Tyson.
prepared to see John Malice walk out with a referee shirt on.
That's right. Straight out of Foot Locker, baby. All right.
You see what happens. Vintage Dragon comes in here doing matches and stuff when Goose and Uberstad's not here. What happens when Goose and Uberstad walks in the building? Where's Vintage Dragon? Where's Vintage Dragon? I don't see him.
Fair enough.
That's because the champion is here. And the champion said, you're never gonna get it. You're never gonna get it. You're never gonna get it. That's what he says.
Never. That's the sign for never.
But me, on the 13th, I'm gonna get that. You can believe that.
Right.
I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna get it real good.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're looking at some championship gold
Another
here,
direction.
right? Some championship bronze some championship silver, and we're looking at championship gold that our friend Vintage Dragon is running on with.
That's some kind of copper. Are you sure? What do you mean?
Hey, you know what? Actually, I like this belt, Your Honor. It's just too bad it represents some of the...
This thing's got some weight to it. A little soundbite. Never gonna get it.
That's fantastic. Okay, then we're gonna shift to topics, ladies and gentlemen. One of the features on our show, one of the new features on our show, is topics. We talk about various things about the world of wrestling, and about the World Wrestling Federation. So
We don't have any more guests or nothing? Any guests?
for those of you,
Hey, anybody else want on this?
look at that one just.
Anybody want a piece of this? You sure?
For
All right, going once.
For the
Going
uninitiated, the way topics works is I provide a topic. Everyone on the panel here, including Joy the Bull, if he so volunteers, will offer an opinion on said topic. We'll give you the
brought
easy
some
ones.
water.
Just don't get us banned from the
Getting a little
American Legion
cotton mouth
Hall,
right
Joey
now.
the Bull.
Well, you mean like going through the walls there? I'm going to do it. Then neither will anything
Hey
Joey
man,
the Bull
I
says.
brought more fans of that building than $2 margaritas.
Our first topic, I'm going to give it to you.
Okay.
All right. The topic is Paul Heyman.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Heyman, and go.
I mean, I hate Paul Heyman. He's a despicable human being. He talked Tommy Dreamer out of taking millions of dollars to help support his family to work for him. When Paul Heyman always knew he had a lifeboat, he had another job lined up, and left a lot of people twisting in the wind. It's unfortunate that the writers of the show are named and called the writer, and like he's supposed to be like the savior of the show. I give credit to the people killing themselves in the ring because I'm some kind of lunatic like that. I like to see matches between human beings that are athletic and gonna fight each other. Don't really care about the old fella who's been bald for the last 30 years and still trying to stay relevant in an industry that he should have been out of probably 25 years ago. He's probably still calling people on that stupid gigantic phone that he's got to like turn the rotary on and bonk people in the head with. He hired Missy Hyatt, which was nice for my puberty back then in the day, but other than that, he hasn't done a lot for me in the last 30 years at least, Not a rocket science for putting Rob Van Dam versus Jerry Lynn. That was going to work out good without his involvement. Keeping the Sandman in the hardcore match is probably a good idea because Sandman's not a lot for, the sobriety or remembering things. So just bonk people in the head with stuff until you fall over and bleed. But, other than that, not really the rocket genius. There's probably 47 other writers in the world you could go to. Instead of giving credit to the same guy for the last, 10 years.
And time. Fantastic, man. I think you fit a lot in there. Oops, I'm sorry. I added a few extra seconds.
Right? You kept running in. I'm like, this is the longest damn minute in the history of the Royal Rumble.
Sorry. Hey, next time someone says that wasn't very long, you tell them a minute's a long time, right? Okay.
I do.
To Goose and Uber Stu, go.
I don't know a lot about Paul Heyman's personal business or what he did before he came to WWE. What I do know is what I see on the TV. And for the last couple months, when I don't like to hate on any product, but I do know that when I turn on to watch WWE, sometimes I sit and I watch and I watch and I watch and I watch and I get very little within the first half hour to an hour of the show. And the first show that they brought in Paul Heyman for, I watched the first 30 minutes and I was just really intrigued. I mean, I was getting wrestling matches, I was getting explosions, I was getting all the things that when I watched as a kid and a teenager and into adulthood, the things that were going on in wrestling that got you excited, and those things were happening again. It wasn't just 30 straight minutes of promos from the same guys over and over and over. And again, I'm not hating on the way that things are written or anything like that. And just for me personally, what I find interesting, the first show that he was captain of, I found it very interesting and I appreciated it.
All right.
He might have to meet him in person. So
Yes, exactly. That's right. Good for you. All right, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Put people on the
I won't
spot
ask
there,
you questions
Johnny.
about that anymore. All right. B.A. Marcus Fraser on the clock. Go.
Ask away, because I don't give a damn. I'm bad at making friends, and I speak my damn mind. Paul Heyman is nothing but a giant grease ball. He's a worthless piece of trash when it comes to being a human being. That being said, I'm in the same boat as Azrael. You want to give the credit to the writers. The writers are the ones that just put the guys in the right position, and the wrestlers are the ones that make the damn show. So stop giving the credit to all the guys that are sitting back and going from writing Buffy to writing Monday Night Raw. Like, it doesn't really matter who's writing the damn show. Every week in and week out, Bobby Lashley's the one that went through that damn teleprompter. It wasn't the writers. It wasn't Paul Heyman. It wasn't these guys are going out and putting their lives on the line, putting their bodies on the line, and at the end of the day, they are the ones that should be getting the credit. Paul Heyman's taking over, and now he's going to be taking all of the credit for shit that he's not doing.
Did you want to weigh in on this, Joe?
20 seconds.
Okay, 20 seconds.
That's usually how long you last.
I'm all for Paul Heyman, but I'm waiting for WWE to dust off Taz to make a comeback to take over WWE 6. I love Taz. He needs to come back.
That's 10 seconds. You got 10 more seconds.
God bless America, and God bless OCCW.
There you go.
5 more seconds.
Joey the Bull.
Goose and Uber Stud is yummy yummy. Say it real quick. 5 seconds.
Yummy yummy.
Yeah. He got it. It counts. It's in the record books.
All right. Our next topic is the 24/7 belt. The 24/7 belt. All right. Let's start with. We'll start with BA Marcus Frey. He's better at making friends. Go.
The 24/7 belt to me was something that it had promise if it was hardcore rules again, but the pin count anywhere thing, it's just kind of, it's whatever. It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick title. It's great to have gimmick titles, I guess, to kind of pass the time instead of doing stuff backstage where Hornswoggle's picking up women's dresses and slipping into locker rooms that he shouldn't be in. Now instead you got a 24/7 title to take up that 35 to 40 seconds in between matches. So it's great and all to have and the reason why it became great was because of R-Truth. Like again, let's not give something else the credit. Give the athlete the credit. R-Truth is the one that's actually getting this title over. So if you really wanted to talk about somebody, don't talk about a title. Talk about R-Truth. Because really he's a man that is carrying that title.
What's that? Yeah, for sure. Well, in a bit. All right. Gooston, you ready?
Yeah. I agree with you that it is the wrestlers who are out there really providing the entertainment. The only thing is that I would say to that is wrestlers have to be put in a position where they can do that, and I think for a long time they haven't been. They haven't been given the opportunity to be themselves. Things have been written down on a piece of paper and handed to them, and they say, okay, you go say this. You give them the chance to shine, and they show you what they can really do. And R-Truth did amazing things with that title because it would go beyond TV. You'd see it on social media, and so instead of just, oh, here's how my day went by a WWE superstar, now you're actually getting to see the show continued, all from the things that this man is doing, and it's amazing, and it gives a little place in the show for a quick little spot, and you never know when it's going to come up, and it's usually funny, it's usually intense, it's fast, and I think it's a good thing. I want to know when they're making the 24/7 title for the match that Azrael and I still have going on today. What is it? 5 years?
I had you rolled up this past Thursday at the Orange Circle Fountain, and you were out like 2 7/8. But by God, I'm gonna catch you slipping. I'm gonna wear you down.
I got in the fountain first, and that's why I slipped.
And I shot the Roman candles at his face, hit him with the flashbang,
All right.
rolled him up.
Are you ready?
Go for it.
The topic is
Go.
24/7 belt. Go.
Now, if you have a compelling chase for your championship belt where all the characters on the show are trying desperately to win the championship belt and the champion is trying desperately to keep the championship belt, you will always have good theater, and that's what you have with the 24/7 belt. People are hiding. He's hiding in the car. He's desperately trying to get away, and everybody's running after him like they really, really want to win this thing. Like their job depends on it. Like if I win this thing, I get to stay employed and make money. And you don't really have that with the heavyweight championship. It's like the two people that are feuding over are going to go back and forth forever, having pretty much the same match forever, and you don't have that same desperate sense that everybody on the card is a contender to the heavyweight championships. It's whoever this guy has a personal issue with for this number of months, and it goes back, and nobody else on the card matters from the middle down. But with the 24/7 championship, anybody could win at any time, which is what you had when your television show was the hottest that it's ever been in like 99 and 2000. There was like 8 guys, and any one of them could have been champion at any point in time. You had to have 6-pack matches and 4-pack matches and 6 guys in a Hell in a Cell because any one of them could have won.
Time. Outstanding.
And one thing to put on that, everyone's fighting for a heavyweight title that they all know they're going to eventually lose to Brock Lesnar anyway. So that's not a whole lot of incentive to go after the championship.
And you couldn't write
nowadays.
a chase for the championship when the champion's not there.
Oh man, if he did a quick roll up for the 24/7, oh man,
Yeah,
that would get my
that-
goat.
And everyone else just says the hell
I would
with
put
it.
that title over for a second.
Okay.
All right.
But then we'd never see the title again.
Our
He
last.
takes it to UFC, and then anybody in UFC can win it at any time. We'll just start having street brawls.
Okay, all right, you guys all had your minute. Our last topic before we invite our last guest and when we say goodnight for the evening is, are you ready? Are you ready?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff, we'll go with you.
I don't know anything about Eric Bischoff.
There you go.
I know nothing about Eric Bischoff. Pass it on.
He's like, I've got nothing to say about that
He
individual.
ran a successful wrestling company, and then it wasn't a successful company, and maybe.
All right. You know what? I'm going to weigh in on Eric Bischoff because I absolutely, when I was a young boy and I was growing up and even into my early adulthood and later adulthood, into my 30s, I absolutely loved WCW. I loved the NWA, and I loved everything it stood for. I'm sorry.
45 minutes later, why ain't this thing gone off yet?
I absolutely adored the NWA. I mean, from the way I used to dress in school to the things I would say on the air, I loved the WCW. And then I watched Eric Bischoff, and I listened to him on his 83 Weeks podcast. He talks about how he was handcuffed by corporate Ways and Means, or what was it called?
Just Ways and Means.
Yeah, and how it wasn't his fault that WCW crashed, and he takes all the credit for its success early on with the NWO and with Hulk Hogan coming in, but he accepts none of the blame for it going into the toilet. Let me tell you something. You were not successful if you are doing this with other people's money. All right, Eric? Anyone can be a booker with someone else's checkbook. You had one of the richest men in the world behind you, in front of you, and on both sides, and you were able to sign Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and those idiots, right? And you took the biggest wrestling company in the world and brought it to its knees. And then you took the biggest wrestling company in the world and flushed it down the toilet. You crashed the Exxon Valdez and the Lusitania and the
Titanic. The
Titanic.
Titanic's
Thank
the
you.
big one.
Thank you. And so, Eric Bischoff, you will screw up SmackDown. Your turn. Ready? Go.
All right, go. All right, Eric Bischoff is 10 times even worse than Paul Heyman. At least Paul Heyman had ideas that I liked, but 100 times more. I hate Eric Bischoff more. He should have been off TV so long ago. Never had an original idea to save his life. Had more ways to lose money than any human being I ever heard of. He's the stupidest human being to ever be put in charge in any capacity of a wrestling promotion. He gave Hulk Hogan complete creative control so he could get ran over. They went to Sturgis. They went to a goddamn biker rally, cost them millions of dollars, was in front of people who didn't care about wrestling. Shit on some of the best matches I've ever seen, honking their damn horn, we want Hogan, we just want Hogan, and they took our jabs, who and Guerrero took my jab, and
Make America
all that
great
kind of
again.
thing. They went to North Korea, for God's sake, and blew a bunch of money. He likes your hat.
Yes.
He wasted more money than anybody ever of all time. Didn't really come up with any idea. What should I call Kevin Nash? All right,
Well, you can't call him Razor Ramon.
They can't call him Diesel.
You can't call him Oz.
Which they would. All he ever did is run against shows that were like 10 tiers below him. Let's sign Mike Awesome for $1 million.
Unbelievable.
Make him the Fat Chick Thriller.
Time. Unbelievable. And you know what? The mere fact that people keep giving that man a chance at running anything.
It's insane.
How did you get your $1 billion, Vince? Because that's just outright stupidity. Your turn, Marcus Frey.
Really, it's like this. The man is restarting the XFL, so he's not the most intelligent individual. That's why he threw Eric Bischoff back in charge of a show. Vince McMahon has lost sense of reality if he thinks that Eric Bischoff is going to be able to make SmackDown successful. One, and two, SmackDown was the more successful show already. So why did you need to throw someone else in charge of a show that was already killing your other show in ratings? So now what you basically said was, I want Raw's ratings to go up and SmackDown to plateau. Because that's what you're really going to get when you throw a guy like Eric Bischoff in charge. The guy is not great at anything but lining his own pockets. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to tell these guys, go out and do what you do. Unless he's going to start another 3-minute warning. That's probably his biggest thing that he did in WWE the first time.
I'm going to my WWE tryout match like this. My name is Daniel Miguel.
outstanding takes on said topics, and I can't believe you don't know who Eric Bischoff is.
I know
All
who he is. I don't know anything about him. I don't know enough to.
Our next and final guest of the evening is known the world over. He is a former OCCW heavyweight champion. He is undefeated in OCCW. He is a former tag team partner of, I think, both of you guys, no? Yeah.
I seen him get beat once.
Okay.
How do you feel about that, Gusten Ubers, dude?
That's right. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome an old friend of Gusten Ubers, dude. Ladies and gentlemen,
And
the 7
don't
foot,
forget,
8th wonder of the world, 9th wonder of the world. He's one of the wonders of the world.
and he is a franchise player.
So should we switch seats around?
Othello, no, just grab that chair and sit right next to
Oh,
you.
boy.
You holler at your boy here.
He can sit wherever he feel like. I don't
No,
care.
sit right here. Sit right here.
You-
Sit right here.
I'll go to the
We'll
back of
scoot
the
in a
bus.
little bit. Hey, Robert, turn that shit off. Put it back on the.
Say Thug Life, John.
Big homie.
I too am a fan of the NWA, by the way. When they were like F the police, I was like, yeah. I bet they're NWA fans too. How do
my
you feel
God.
about the NWA?
I
fellow?
look nothing like that. Robert, God damn it, I'm about to kick your camera over.
If you shave the goat part, you might actually be able to pull that off.
Dude, I will never be mistaken for a meth dealer, I'll tell you that.
Just get these two clowns out of here.
Huh?
Just me, you, and BA. Get
No,
these two clowns
we're
up outta
good.
here.
We're good. We're good. Well, you
I'm cool with being,
We got
segregated.
Mr. Cho. We got.
no, where you going?
Yeah, I think you should leave. That's even
Yeah,
better.
go ahead, sit over there, man.
That's even better. Yeah, you get over there, man.
It's
We
about
also
time.
share a bond.
I mean,
we also share a bond.
Yeah, we got,
No reason. A love of mayo.
yeah, we got Mr. Deadweight over here, Mr. Choke Artist over here.
All right.
Choke artist. I'm gonna show you what I choke.
I don't even know why I went
I'm gonna choke everything. in
Hey,
this
no, sit
room.
down.
Don't
Sit
think
down.
you're good at it,
Sit
choking
down.
your
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Ladies and gentlemen, you know this man and this man are friends. I have a couple questions. First, tell us where you've been and how the rehab is going, and we'll get to my next question.
Oh,
Robert, please take that
I've
down.
been to rehab lots of times. It's not the best.
Hey, Deadweight.
No, not that kind of rehab.
Oh, okay.
It's rehab for his knee, not rehab for his.
How do you put up with this?
I mean, literally, I'm carrying this team. So
I know.
That's all it is.
Oh,
Deadweight. You know what I mean?
Your
Just-
own partner over there talking all.
I mean, let's be real. Like I told him earlier, he's disloyal anyway. He's always running around talking about his other team and how great they are and what they're doing and the greatness that they've risen him to over in Barstow. Is it really hard to be great in Barstow?
Freddie Helmuth is much more grateful for my services.
He's now wearing the crown of Del Taco on his head, and he thinks that's something
We have
great.
put that town on the map. I have planted a big flag there that says wrestling all over the place. Stop here. Before you go to Vegas.
Instead of appreciating being under the tutelage of greatness over here, right?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
I am 1-0 against you, sir.
1-0 against who?
That's you. I beat him before. I beat you.
all right. Let's
Well,
not
you got that
start
on
with that. Look. All this stuff
You'll
is
never be able to find
brand
that
new. As you can see, we have brand new cables. We have some new microphones. We don't need this shit turned
Let's
over.
mess it up. Yeah, burn it down.
No.
Anarchy in the
Sit down,
UK,
sit down.
baby.
Sit down. Sit down.
Wait, are we doing anarchy?
No.
The chairs!
Down with Parliament. I'm like the rock and roll, man.
I'm sorry.
So this is why you
going,
can't
keep going.
deal with this BS.
No. What I wanted to ask you, I was going to ask you what you think of the tag team titles being on your former partner and his new partner.
Well, you see, in my eyes, this the only tag team champion. This clown over here don't matter because he's the only reason why they got gold around the waist.
It's silver.
Whatever. You know what I mean?
It's a championship. And when you refer to championship, you refer to the greatness of it. And the greatness is gold. So that's why he said gold. And really what it is I always tell Azrael, stay in the back, ride my coattails.
Yeah, stay in the back and ride him all the way.
And we will continue
Listen,
on
you
this
You know what?
great
You're the
road.
one that belongs in the back of this party bus.
Just let me say something right quick. Can I please say something?
Go for it.
Can I please
Check
say
your phone.
something?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let me tell you something, clown.
Okay.
You don't need to talk without Vintage Dragon's approval because he owns you. He's been owning you.
I'm Vintage Dragon's daddy. me. This belt says so right here.
Who has the OCCW title? Who has the OCCW title? Thanks to you, moron.
Thanks to me.
Yeah, thanks to you.
I had that. He was slapping that mat like a little baby, screaming, slapping that mat, saying,
Go ahead.
"Please, daddy, let me go. Please, daddy, let me go." But
Well, anyways,
once
before-
again, screwed.
Okay, anyways, like I said, he owns you. But anyways, back to what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by the clown crew over here.
You're talking about owning people. Let's
Rehab is going great.
We want to go there? We want to go there?
want to trigger somebody.
What did you say?
You want to talk about owning people?
Oh,
Let's
Jesus.
get it on.
Let's not
This
talk
is the
like
thanks you
that.
get for putting gold around this man's face right here, right?
I'm still the champion.
That's the thanks you get.
Oh,
You
good,
can
because
do
all
about
he's trying, he's still trying to then appropriate my style. But
All
then
right,
talk
all
about
right.
owning
Let's
things.
have
look good.
let's have a little cohesion. All right.
what?
Cohesion.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You can spell it for him.
No.
I thought it was
Okay.
stuff of Asians.
Since you've been gone, we've had the Lucha homies coming in and jumping our people. We had Vintage Dragon coming in and messing up the works. We had even have the GCF guys coming in and messing with us. Let me ask you this: when are you coming back to help me right this ship and straighten this shit out?
Well, I told you I got the thumbs up in November.
November.
But you know, just let me hear you say it for all the people watching at home. Just say it. You need me. Just say it.
I've never doubted that. How do you think we got so busy? How do you think we got so well known? We had the biggest, the baddest, the scariest heavyweight champion in the world. And let me just say this:
You just said you ain't shit.
Basically, yeah.
I said
Yeah.
no, that was before he came along. Hold on. And
I remember the attendance number for Cage Match 1, and I remember the attendance number for Cage Match 2.
And
And you
exactly.
don't.
Is the blood flow getting a little tight down there? Is he squeezing too hard? You want me to tell him to let up? Come on, John.
Okay, look, it's like this. That series of matches with Rudy was the best booking done in the indie scene in years, right? And for you to lose your title outside of the ring, for me to have to take it off you because you blew your knee out in some one-horse back-asswards town where you stopped to take a piss on your way to or from Las Vegas, that kills me.
I had to get that bag. I had to get that money.
Was it worth it?
Well, I mean, we bout our cheddar, and regardless,
At the end of the day.
it's really what it is.
We bout our cheddar.
That's
Did you
At
it.
the end of the day. Exactly. About that bread.
So when a man goes somewhere, like I did this past weekend, and we put our body on the line, we go in there to let the world know that we are the greatest thing stepping in a ring.
Oh yeah, franchise players are gonna be back soon. We're gonna take over not only OCCW but the world.
And if Azrael is lucky, we'll bring him along for the ride.
Yeah, I mean we can always use the mascot.
Damn.
I ain't getting pinned by no. As long as I am the champion, we are still going to be the tag team champions. You are chained to me. You ain't going nowhere. You are working with me. I ain't getting pinned for nothing. My life is on the
Get our
line.
shots. You know what I mean?
You ain't gonna do nothing as long as we're both
He
the
can
tag
carry
team
our gym
champions.
bags at the gym.
can do about
And
it.
you're right. Guess what? I will. I'm gonna let you carry that strap, and I might give you this one.
I mean,
too.
you are the
That's
juggernauts
the
that
only
went
reason
20
why he
minutes
has
with
it, because
Alan
you
and
let him
Voodoo
carry it.
Master.
In reality, you should have them both on your shoulders.
Yep.
All
You're
right.
doing all the work.
Hey,
What's going on here?
I don't know.
What is this?
We got
What
some
is
footage.
this?
What's going on downstairs?
What the hell, Camacho? He told me he couldn't come in there. He's in the ring with Eddie Vice.
So they're down.
He's in the ring with Eddie Vice.
What the?
Eddie Vice called him out and said he deserved a shot at Vintage Dragon. And now,
Oh hell! How are they getting in the building?
Here's the thing. He always leaves the door open, Camacho, and here comes these little lucha.
I told you, stop letting him run that downstairs.
Where do we find these idiots?
hey, we may have the prettiest referee in the business,
down
though.
there.
Oh, sorry.
I'm down there, John.
Get him, Chris.
Should I call security? I mean,
Actually count too, so that's
Yes.
better than what we usually got.
I ain't going down there. I like Camacho anyway.
I don't.
He's another reason why Vintage still has the title anyway.
I agree. Oh my God.
Yeah,
yeah.
now it's getting good.
Oh Jesus.
I was wondering why we were letting.
in the closet somewhere.
I think he just got out.
Basement or something. I'm in.
Does the winner of this win something?
From what I understand, it looks like Chris.
Do you think they need an oil boy?
Wow.
No, they don't.
Young gentleman out.
Kick to the chin.
Young up and coming stars.
If that means you get out of here, then yeah, go have that.
Apparently,
The arm around the rope.
apparently, this took place before. This took place last. What?
That's live. This is what happening right now. This is security
right
cam.
now, by God.
I'll go downstairs and punt
This is from our security cameras downstairs live right now, John.
Okay, is it?
Yes.
Because
If one of them wins, do they win anything? What the Is something at stake here? Does the winner receive something?
as I said earlier, he gets a shot.
Shot at the championship?
He gets first consideration.
So Camacho thinks that he deserves another.
Contender match
Like,
going on right
see,
now.
And none of us are fucking in it!
How did?
Hey, John, listen.
To stay on someone like Vince's Dragon. He starts creating his own rules of how someone becomes the number one contender. Is that what we're doing now? He has control over that.
He does not have control. I don't.
Camacho's been tricked for like
Hey,
the
John,
fifth time in a row.
Hey, John, hey, Vinny Dragon got John Belushi down there beating up Camacho.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hence the new hat. Now I get it.
That's Kevin Smith, more like it.
Hey, come on, get him out the road. Get him out the corner.
Oh,
Come on, don't let John Belushi do that to you. Fight back.
kind of looks like a young Adrian Adonis.
Look like a little Captain Little Alabama.
Go down there and get out of here.
You know what? The last time we went there, right? They got jumped and Bia got a shoe stolen. So we're gonna.
Should I
Yeah,
go
so
down and
go.
talk
Hey,
to that
hey, Goosey,
referee?
go down there.
I think I should go down and talk to that
Go down there,
referee.
Goosey.
You think you should talk
I
to
mean,
her?
I should talk to
Pull
the
her
referee
aside and have a word
about
with her.
stuff.
Hey, Danny, why don't you go with him? Why don't y'all go stop that,
We're
please?
gonna go down there, stop by the fridge, and get a stick of butter and help these young gentlemen out. A little assistance. Get them all good and greasy like a real professional wrestler.
Oh, DDT. Camacho
Oh,
for the win.
well, hey, Camacho with a win.
That works. I mean,
Oh, great. Now he's going to get another shot at Vintage Dragon, from what I understand. And Vintage Dragon's.
He's not getting a shot.
How is that? No, you don't have to. As far as I know.
In Vintage Dragon's mind, that's how it's going to work. So what this has done.
He is the champ.
Wait,
Thanks,
John,
thanks to the moron over here.
What
He's the Dragon Wing.
I think that's something more of our security. Wait, what's going on here? Wait, what? Why?
Oh, they're still rolling. Now let's hear what they have to
What's
say.
going on here?
I want to hear this. We got the sound. Can you bring the sound up?
Yay!
It's about time. Oh no.
Get out of here, man. You belong here. It's only OCCW turf, man.
Let him into the first place.
right, leaving the door open.
I left you in charge. He said he would come.
Look. You're gonna take most of it.
Look at John
Get out of
Fine.
here. You don't belong here.
Can't lock the door.
I-
Can't hold on to the title.
I mean, I think he brought him in to mop the ring, and he said, "I can wrestle too."
Well, what are they saying? Okay, they're. Don't make friends with those.
Oh, God damn it, no!
Oh!
What the hell?
That can't be right.
Good job, brother.
Did you see that?
Shouldn't have trusted him. What
You
the
guys,
hell is
you guys better get down there. Wait, hold on. We gotta get.
I hope he's dead.
We're get. What?
I mean,
Oh, wow.
Look at you.
down
We don't even have each other's back. You know?
Well, you know what? Listen,
I don't
and
care that much.
Othello brings to mind a good point. You guys don't have each other's back. Nobody had Camacho's back there.
It would have taken me like 15 minutes to get down there. It would have been over. I didn't know they were going to do
We're 10
that.
stories up, John.
You know what? What's that?
We're 10 stories up.
I realize that, but we do have elevators, and you guys are
But I
supposed
mean,
to
but
be
look-
professional
look at what
athletes.
We have, and the elevator, doesn't work that much. We are just as tall as one of the tallest buildings in Los Angeles. So I'm not. No, we have not.
All right. Well.
Camacho being knocked out. There's nobody to pull the rope to get the elevator up and down. So
Co-
we suck.
Who's gonna push the button for me?
Put a call into security. Have them check down in the basement and see
well,
how
no
he's
problem.
doing.
I mean, you know,
All
that's
right.
pretty pathetic, and that's why Vinny Dragon and his crew keep stepping all over y'all. Because y'all don't step up. Y'all just let them do whatever they want.
I'll tell you
Let 'em
what.
Come in the building whenever they want. Let them kick your ass whenever they want. Yo, y'all need to
Okay.
step up.
All right. How about this? What size shirt do you wear?
What size shirt do I wear? What size does it look like I wear, man?
Medium.
Medium.
He's a medium.
All right. I'd
No,
say
in a minute, man. You're not gonna have a mask on anymore, man.
answer the
Keep running
question.
his mouth,
That's
man.
what he's good at.
What size shirt do you wear?
The 2XL, 3XL.
3XL. How do you look in stripes? Vertical, not horizontal. Ladies and gentlemen,
Pull up some pictures.
this Sunday or this Saturday, July 13th, at the American Legion Post 716. Doors open at 5:30. Bell times at 6. Come witness Yankee Doodle damage. You will see the tag team champions take on the Lucha Homies. You will see the former champion and current Lucha Pro champion, Gusten Uberstud, against that despicable individual, Vintage Dragon.
Who I guess apparently is booking matches now. Congratulations, you're a booker for the OCCW ring when nobody else is around.
Yeah.
No,
To see who's
but
gonna be the
listen,
next opponent.
but
We're all
but
up
who do
here.
we have to thank for this though? All of this chaos. Who do we have to thank?
Don't look over
No.
here.
Right over there.
Don't look over
yeah,
here.
the buck stops
Mr.
here.
Absentee been gone, letting all kinds of chaos. I gotta try to keep things under control.
Ladies and gentlemen,
All you had to do was hold on to the title. That's all you had to do. You couldn't even do that.
for the tag team
Mr.
champions,
Mr.
Thunder
German Fitness
and
Guru.
Lightning. For the former heavyweight champions, Gusten Uberstud and Othello. I am Jonathan Malice. This has been the world's longest version of the Royal Ramble, and I want to wish you all a happy good night, and may all your bumps be taken in the ring.
That's right,
tear
folks.
this
See you
place
next
apart!
Saturday.